No, you already had one. Hello, Janice. I haven't been on here. Hey, Sunfish. I laid back down. I laid down early and went to sleep. I just woke up. Oh, I've been trying to get some stuff straightened up here and just a bunch of junk going on. Yeah, this be good sailing weather. No, wasn't anyone to let. I checked earlier this afternoon. Just hope I got a good batch of eggs. We'll find out here in the next 3 or 4 days. Yeah. Hey, Diane. Me. What do you want? Getting a fish-eyed look from him. No. I already gave you one. I ain't gonna give you another one. Get out. Talk about being ignored. Get out. No. You can turn your head if you want to. You still heard what I said. Yeah, you did. Crazy dog. Hello, Cookie. What have you got? Chickens or quail, Sunfish? Now you going over standing in the corner, swaddled up now. He's over standing on the bed, giving me the evil eye. Got chickens? Yeah. The hens I've got are laying. I got just have 2 hens, but they're laying an egg a day. So each. Mm. Yeah, these are jumbo contracts. They're big. I'm trying something today on a couple of them eggs. I 3 of them, I boil them, and then they claim you drop them in vinegar and the shell will just dissolve off of them, just go away. Yeah, we're going to find out before long. How you doing, Mr. Cookie? How many of them did you have, Sunfish? Did you have quite a few, just a few of them, or what? Yeah, I'm going to do some quail that way. Hey, Moon, how you doing? I've enjoyed fooling with them. And so far, eating the eggs hasn't bothered me, so that was my main concern. Woo! You got a bunch of them. Yeah, that's what I did, Cookie. Tooth break. Making around, huh? Well, I got some of my stuff in today for the start making them videos like I want to. We'll see how that works out on this new editor I got. I didn't watch much today. I haven't watched many videos in the last week or so. I've just had everything going on and just haven't had time really. Well, you do a lot of you always answering putting a comment down, Moon. I'll give you that. I'm getting way behind on my comments. I'm gonna sit down and do something about that. Hey, Lillian. Oh, damn, it's raining here now. Boy, it's a beautiful day. But I think that's over with for a couple, 2 or 3 days. Not supposed to get real bad, but it's just supposed to be wet. Yeah, it was 80 here yesterday, Janice. Hey, Crystal, how you doing, girl? Are you home now? Oh, that's neat. What, trouble? Hmm. Damn, it's a little chilly there still, isn't it? That's what I thought. I figure you about like me, Janice. You can answer just about anything. Well, dang, that's pretty warm for y'all, isn't it, Diane? Yeah, we had a bunch of wind there. We're going to probably get your 40 tomorrow. Mr. Carl, how you doing? Yeah, that's going to be a disaster up there, I'm afraid. No, not yet. They're in the incubator. They ought to start patching out here in the next few days. If the shipment of eggs I got is good. And that's the only trouble about doing this time of year is that you don't know how much cold weather them eggs went through. If they freeze, they won't hatch. Diane, you know, you wonder how much of that's, yeah, that's what you need to tell them. We had a grass fire here not too long ago. It didn't mount a whole lot though. It burned about 25, 30 acres. Hello, William. How you doing? Yeah, they had a derailment, Janice, and what they were hauling was pretty damn toxic. It's on fire. You don't know what to believe about it anymore. Yeah, you don't know what to believe anymore, Diane. I don't forgot what it was now, Janice. Anything you got chloride in it's usually not good. Good night, girl. I had a friend of mine that was hazmat, and I got hold of one of his books one day and just got to looking at a train and what they were hauling on that. If you really knew what they were hauling down these tracks, it scared you to death. Man, that's a bad deal, William. They better straighten out. Yeah, but they run the rail right parallel with the highway in most places, Janice. That's just like that Agent Orange crap over in Vietnam. You know, it was fine until a few years later when it went to popping up what it was causing. I've been watching a deal on YouTube about that big copper mine they're wanting to put in up there. Uh-oh. Well, if you got to drive tomorrow, Cookie? Oh, okay. Yeah, that maybe all that crap will be out of there by then. It's temperature dropping here now. I think it's supposed to be getting a 40 tonight or something like that. In fact, let me go look right now. Well, it's supposed to be 50 and 29 here tonight, and then 50 and 28 the next night, and then it's supposed to warm back up. It dropping here. I can tell the difference. But at least it'll warm up the daytime where if you do get any ice, that stuff's not going to freeze up. I may need to go turn the heater on some quail here in a minute. We're supposed to be in the 50s both days, and then it's supposed to start warming back up. So it's not going to be too bad a spell. It'll be cool, and that's it. Hello, Lorraine. Yeah, Crystal, you need to stay where you're at. It's probably not as cold there as it would be here in Texas. Hey, Busby. If I could send it out of Texas, I'm sorry, Busby, but I'd send it to Arizona if I could. That's starting to get pretty warm there now. Well, that's supposed to be out of here. The next 2 nights are supposed to be cold, Crystal. I bet not. It's supposed to be a little cool, Crystal, but nothing bad. Supposed to be below freezing tomorrow night. But it's supposed to be up in 50s in the daytime, so it won't be too bad. That's just perfect weather there, isn't it, Janet? So y'all gonna warm back up pretty quick too, Busby. Woo! Going to get to 15, or that's gonna be the low? How cold is it now? Yeah, I'm afraid I'd be down close to Yuma, somewhere in that area. I wonder what kind of weather Steve's having. Okay. That's about what I did too, Busby. I lay down and went to sleep. Just woke up a while ago. And it's dropping here. We're 60. So it's coming on down. Hmm. Yeah. We don't get any ice out of it, but I don't care. Hell no, he was out again today. How that idiot gets in and out. How the hell a way to wake up, Lorraine? Freddy getting closer to the damn skillet all the time. I bet you did. I hadn't heard that saying in a long time. Yep. I'm going to keep him until I see how many hens and how many roosters I got in this other batch. Then we'll see. Ham Sunfish talking about he had 200 bob whites. That's a bunch of quail. Well, we working on it, Cookie. In the next 3 or 4 days, I should have quail hatching out, and then I'll have a pretty good idea how much eating going to take place. Every time I get these out of a out of that brooder, well, this weather will be straightening back up pretty good too. Yeah, that would not. Yeah, I know it. I ain't made him quail in a long time. I like quail and dove both. And these things are big for quail. They're about twice as big as a bobwhite. I'll tell you something I want to try is they're making what the hell they call them? Where you take jalapeno and cheese and stuff and wrap them up in bacon. Now, he does that, and he's the loudest mouthed one too. Dan Quayle, damn, I thought about him a long time. They were talking about taking them quail and doing that, putting a jalapeno and cheese and putting them on a grill and cooking them, and then taking and deep frying them after that. Damn, that sounds good. They're jumbo contracts wild quail, name for them. Yep. I think they said well, regular quail weighs 8 or 9 ounces, and I think these things are supposed to weigh about 14 or 7 or 8 ounces. They're twice as big. Jalapeno poppers, there you go. I pulled a brain for it. I couldn't think of the poppers. I bet they are good though if you cook them things like that on the grill and then take them, drop them in that fish cooker for a few minutes. Hey, Kenneth, how you doing, buddy? Lord, you got me, Crystal. Now, there ain't no spurt on that. I just, I don't know anybody in here is really. You need to ask Roy. Yeah, yeah, there's some pretty things. We used to have a lot of bobwhite around this part of the country, and when the fire ants come in, they knock the quail out in this part of the country. Get out in the rocky country where the fire ants don't go, you still got a bunch of quail. Yeah, he fools with that stuff all the time. He probably answer your question or tell you who to go talk to. Yeah, they bad this part of the country. Where I'm at right now, I'm just right on the edge of it. You go about 40, 50 miles north from here, and you don't you don't see them anymore. Too rocky. This place that I lease on the back side of it, there's one big red ant bed down there. It's the first one of them I've seen in a long time. Those fire ants knocked a lot of things out. Used to, we had armadillos around here everywhere, and the fire ants pretty well knocked them out. Knocked quail out. And we had a real good flock of wild turkeys getting started in this country. And he buy him another bus, or he putting a motor in that one. But yeah, we got them around here. When I first moved here and parked my trailer here, well, the copperheads were really bad. They, oh, okay. But that buddy of mine had a grandson that was about 2 years old then. He was really worried about him. His dogs were getting bit all the time. I told him, I said, go buy you about 25, 30 chickens and let them range free. Just put them up at night, and it won't be long. You won't have no copperheads. And he did that for one summer. And knock on wood, we haven't killed hardly, I think, killed two or three on this place since then. That's not fun, Cookie. Riddle rattlesnakes? Whoa, explain that one, Kenneth. We got rattlers in this country right in here, but not real thick. Again, you go north of here, up around Abilene, where Amy's at, and that country around there, boy, there's plenty of them rattletails. Was it a potent bite, Cookie, or a dry bite? Yeah, them some bad little dudes right there now, Busby. You know, Mojave caused more deaths than all the rest of rattlesnakes put together do. We don't hardly ever get any Mojaves in here. Way out in West Texas on the edge of New Mexico, they'll kill one once in a while. Yeah, that's right. Vibration and heat. I haven't read that they were quite that potent, but they've got two kinds of venom. They got the kind of venom a cobra's got, and they got the kind of rattlesnake's got. Oh yeah, yeah. Regular rattler is bad enough. Well, they have a lot of trouble with it because the same antivenom doesn't work. On both kinds of poison. Apparently, they're not a real even-tempered snake. I know here on that deer lease we had a lot of rattlers, and we'd kill 8 or 10 every year. And several of the guys were on side by sides or four wheelers, and they'd come through and run by that snake. The snake would strike, but he wouldn't hit them. He'd hit where the motor was because they're striking toward that heat. Just luckily, yeah, they're the baddest rattlesnake out there. Yeah, Tiger, he don't have much patience, does he, Janet? I'm not scared of them if I can see them. Don't think bothers me to step on one of them. Yeah, that brown snake is not a very even-tempered snake either. Cookie, you were talking about getting bit by copperhead. Did they give you a pretty hard time, or was it dry bite, or what? You ain't lying about that. You want to read one that'll make chills run up and down your back, Cookie? Go back and look in my videos and find that kayaks and copper and watermarks and video I've got. Sick for a few days. Last time I went javelina hunting, we were down in South Texas, and we killed one that's 6.5 foot long. That was the easiest going snake. Well, you know, Florida got the biggest snake. That eastern diamondback, they claim an 8-foot eastern diamondback's not unusual at all. Right here where I live, you got diamondbacks and you got the timbers, and then you got one they call a velvet tail. You're not even supposed to kill it, but the last 2 or 3 inches of tail before his rattler is just like black velvet, what it looks like. And of all things, they're protected. Yeah. I used to do a lot of work for seismograph crews, and they getting everything in Florida. But they getting them salt flats down on the Gulf Coast, and you know the grass is waist high, and they got where they were getting a bunch of them guys sick when they were and getting them snake bit when they get it flat and try to change it. They got where them $5,000 tires they just drive out on the flat when they just got so bad. And then the guys that are fixing the tires, they got chainmail gloves for them. There's a jillion rattlesnakes in them salt flats. And they'll come to vibration too. You get to run a chainsaw. You get to run a chainsaw or let a vehicle sit there and idle. Your snakes will come figure out what the hell it is before it's over with. We used to do that in East Texas on a place I went over there that were just a jillion cottonmouth. I mean, they were everywhere. It wasn't nothing unusual to be deer hunting and see 30 or 40 of them. Oh, you did? Okay. You know what I'm talking about probably then, depending on where you were at. Cookie, when they first started coming in this country at geophysical, they'd drill a hole and put half a stick of dynamite and fertilizer in it and blow it and record it. Right there at the last, I helped them rig one truck up, and they rigged a bunch of them up before it was over with. That had a big heavy steel plate, and they just set their dynamite charge on top of the ground and run that truck over the top of it and pick that whole big truck up on that plate and blow it. Oh, okay. Venezuela. Yeah. I like to hunt them with a bow, but I can take a varmint call and call them things right up where they're 3 foot from you. I've caught them in like that and have them come running to them. You just about run over and kick them in the head. That's one place I've never been, Cookie. Good night, William. Have a good one now. Them coral snakes are some pretty snakes, but they're not real mean though. Mostly kids are about the only one to get bit by them. And they do that because they pick them up and play with them. When I lived in Freeport on that Gulf Coast, there was always some kids bringing a coral snake to school, having a jar, or might have them in a damn pocket or something. You know, they quit making the coral snake venom. So there wasn't enough people getting bit. So you can get bit by a coral snake now, you just out of luck. Yeah, that would be a little unnerving. In the country I live in, Busby, we don't have a javelinas, but we got these damn feral hogs that you might say a big feral hog will weigh as much as me and you put together. There you go. I've heard that, Cookie. God, I've killed a jillion them with a bow, Busby. Well, they're a real problem here in Texas. A friend of mine is a rancher here. He called me one day and said, grab two or three of your rifles and come on out here. We went out there and pulled up in the edge of one of them fields, and there must have been 50 hogs come out in the oak patch. They were tearing 20, 25 acres of oats up a night. We got between them and the woods. We killed 26 of them there in that one bunch. You shoot that gun till it run out of ammo and grab another one. Some of them grow some big cutters, that's for sure. This area I live in, there were some idiots that we had the regular feral hogs in here, and they went someplace and found some Russians and turned 4 or 5 bulls loose. So we've got some hogs in here, got some hellish cutters. I've seen 7.5, 8 inch cutters. Good night, Crystal. Stay warm, girl. Crystal, one night after you get home and get settled in, well, I want to get you up on panel and we'll talk about your experience out there. That be all right? No, they don't. That was your first time out there, wasn't it, Crystal? what I thought. What they say that a hog could live anywhere except the polar ice caps. That it was the only place they couldn't survive. Y'all ever hear the story about how they got scattered all over the damn world? The English and Spanish, when they had the sailing ships, they'd take a couple of hogs with them, and they could eat anything. And every island they come to that had good water on it, they'd turn 2 or 3 pairs loose. They had fresh meat every time they stopped in. Yeah, yeah, they're not native of the United States, but they dropped them on every island that had fresh water on it. That way they had a fresh meat source anytime they docked there. Bacon. Cookie, have you ever ate any cold smoked bacon? A friend of mine did some bacon like that here a while back. Lord help, you talk about good. Oh yeah, once they get started, you can't hardly get rid of them. But y'all's country is weird over there, Janet. Everything they introduce just goes crazy over there. Bacon just about makes everything better. I wonder who started that, Busby. Yep. Yeah. Mm. That's the way it is down in Florida too. And chicken running everywhere. Busby, I've tried that javelina, and the only one that I ever tried that tasted right, we had some wetback working on ranch up there, and we killed about a half grown one, and they cooked it. Now it was good, but the rest of them I've had, they taste just like they smell. Oof. I had a buddy of mine that went on one of them javelina hunts in South Texas, and he got fined for not bringing the meat out. He brought the head and the cape out, and he didn't bring the meat out. He had to pay a fine for letting the meat go bad or not bringing it home. Yeah, I've tried that a couple times, and I never have that and a duck. I never had an Asian duck that I like, or not from this country down here anyway. That bear nasty. What they claim on a duck said you put him on a board and cover him up with all kind of stuff and put him in the oven and cook him for 4 hours and take him out and throw the duck away and eat the board. And I don't know. It didn't taste like bacon to me, bud. Ooh, I tell you something I do like, and again, it's got to be cooked right, and that's cabrito or goat. The only part we have with the geese and the ducks down here, and I've ate some geese up north that were pretty good. The, they fly down all this way, and they're eating oats and stuff, and they just taste like mud. Up north, where they spend the summers up there, well, it's clean water, and they're not eating that stuff, pulling it up out of the deal, out of the ground. Yeah, most people did, but and duck hunting is one I never got into. It's cold and wet when the best duck hunting is, and that's just not my kind of weather. A lot of people enjoy it. It's just not. I'm about half lizard, Busby. I like the hot weather. That's like we bowfish for them old big alligator gar. And a lot of people don't think they're good to eat, but they're if you take care of them right, they got some of the prettiest white meat you ever saw in your life on them. I'm with you, Janet. They're pretty. That's about it. Yeah, I'm done with hunting. My ex-son-in-law owns a place about 50 miles outside of Nashville. Well, he bordered up to Rudder Lynn's ranch there. Buffalo or some little town. I think it's Buffalo was the name of it. Yeah, that sounds right. A little old restaurant right there where you get off the highway, Buffalo's got the best fried chicken I ever ate in a restaurant. Good night. Don't have any dog or cat fights anymore, Lorraine. I tell you what, you find somebody that likes that duck hunting, they go crazy over it. I'd stay in trouble because I wouldn't know what damn duck to shoot. I haven't put Rocky in this kennel in a long time. I bet he'd be mad. Daryl here, he loves to hunt them ducks. I hunt deer because I enjoy eating them. You have a good night, Busby. Appreciate you coming in. I'm going to shut this thing down too here in a little bit. See if I can go back to sleep. Well, I don't think they'll ever stop it here. People spend too much money on it. Hope you have a good night, Busby. Janice, it might be like it was here. They quit hunting them ducks. Well, here in Florida, they got to getting overpopulated with deer. So when it first started off, it was like one deer or two deer a year. Then they went to four. And then they went to eight. And finally, they just kicked the season over. You could shoot them any time of the year you wanted to shoot them. And people quit hunting them. And so finally, they put a season back on them to control the population. So them little bitty deer, them key deer down there. I don't know how you do that, Diane. I can go and go and go, and finally I just crash. Yeah, I was reading a deal the other day about the neutral in Louisiana. They put a bounty on them now. If I had somebody go with me, I'd like to take my airboat down there and do that. Well, I appreciate it. They just a bunch of old country folks in here. Yeah, we've been on here an hour and 15 minutes. Are y'all about ready to kill it, or you game? Don't tell me that, Cookie. There's one guy messed around down there last year and turned. I think you got to keep the tail off of him. He sold $85,000 worth of neutral tails. Carry a shotgun and a little Ruger 10-22, one of them 50 round clips in it. Yeah, I'll do some checking on it then, Cookie. They claim them things are just tearing in the a lot of the swampy area. They're digging them holes. Yep, a Ruger 10-22. That's really not the most accurate 22, but they got the reputation. There's more junk you can buy for them. I got a little old Model 60. Uh, shit, I can't remember what kind of gun it is, but it's a whole lot more accurate than that 10-22 is. But it's a clip fed. I mean, a 2 feed. You can't get all the junk to put on it like you do at 10-22. But anyway, I enjoyed it. They Eli, come on back in here anytime. We have a good time in here. Yep. 38, not a 48. Yeah, that's some good folks in here. Ruger makes a good gun. All right. Well, I'm going to start worrying about shutting this thing down. Y'all all have a good night. We go see if we can get some more sleep. We'll see y'all tomorrow.